Hey there, it's Wade Perry with the Perry Properties Group, where we are working with neighbors and creating community. Welcome to another edition of Real Estate Insights. Today we're going to talk about the new tax law. Doesn't that sound like fun? I'm doing this, ladies and gentlemen, because there's some misconceptions about what the new tax law represents for homeowners. So today I'd like to break it down with 3 items that affect homeowners in the new tax law, and then reiterate some of the reasons why it is still a great time to buy a home or even change by selling a home and buying a new home. So let's jump right into it. First, the new tax law has removed the mortgage interest deduction. Therefore, I should not buy a home. Well, for starters, the mortgage interest deduction has only been removed if your mortgage is over $750,000 and that mortgage was established in 2018 or later. Everybody else, you still get your mortgage interest deduction. So the reasoning, I shouldn't buy a house because I don't get the deduction, is completely false. We'll touch on one more little part of that later. Second, the mortgage interest deduction is no longer allowable with a home equity line of credit. This is true. However, I would suggest that you really think about, did you buy your home, or are you going to buy a home because you're going to get a line of credit on it? I don't think so. You're going to buy a home because you need someplace different for your family if you already own a home. And if you don't own a home and you're buying for the first time, we'll address those reasons in just a moment as well. Third item, it has provided, the new tax law that is, has provided a higher standard deduction for all of us filing taxes. If you're a single individual and you were filing your taxes last year, you received a standard deduction. This is a deduction that you get just for filing your taxes, and it was $6,350. In 2018, it will almost double to $12,000. If you're a married couple filing jointly, you also get almost a double in your standard deduction, going from $12,700 a year ago to $24,000 this year. So for those people who are in the who have a higher mortgage and just taking it out in 2018 or later, where they lose that mortgage interest deduction, they're going to make some of that money back by having a higher standard deduction. Now, let's come back to why it's still great to buy a home and or change homes, okay? If you are presently renting and you're thinking, hey, I shouldn't buy a home because I don't get the interest deduction, I think you should think again. The last time you signed a lease, or renewed a lease, I should say, your landlord probably raised your rent. With a mortgage, that doesn't happen. Your housing cost never goes up. Second, your landlord just might have a deadbeat friend or deadbeat relative that needs a place to live. And so when your lease is up, he's not going to renew your lease so this other person can live there. Well, wouldn't it be nice to know that when you make your mortgage payment every month, that nobody can take your house away from you? A second point of peace of mind. Third, when you own your home, regardless of whether you have a mortgage interest deduction or not, you get to benefit by the increase in the value of that home. It's an asset going up in value over time. And that's an asset that when you do sell, you can convert some of that equity either into another house without any mortgage payment, or maybe a house of lower, even lower, where you get to put some of that cash in your pocket to live on in retirement. Your home can work for you. Last, more wealth has been generated for Americans in real estate than any other investment in the history of mankind. You see, right now, about 63% of Americans own homes. Guess what? 63% of Americans do not own stocks. So, quick recap. The new tax law. Yes, there are changes, but they do not affect whether or not housing is a fantastic asset for you. It does not affect the peace of mind to be gained that your house cannot be taken away from you, or that your monthly payment is not going to go up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this time to educate you and bring you up to speed on the new tax law. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at perrypropertiesgroup.com, where we are working with neighbors and creating community. Until next time, make it your best life.